to the channel. In today's video, I thought it would be fun to show you guys how I make like my Disney characters into Minecraft. So what I do is I downloaded a, I guess, app called Blockbench. You have to look it up and download it through their website. That's the only way I could find it. But once you download it and you figure that out, this is what you get. So how I do it is I use Minecraft Entity Wizard. How you download that is you hit File, Plugins, and then you go to Available, and you search Minecraft Entity Wizard. But it might not come up for me because I already have it downloaded. Yeah, it won't come up for me, but I have it as installed. So it should just come up for you, and like anything else, you just hit install. It should quickly install, and then it'll be there. So how you make a model once you have everything downloaded is you click Minecraft Entity Wizard. You hit let's go. You get to name it and stuff. Before I do anything, I always pick my character, and I get a reference image. So right now I have Donald Duck. That's who I think would be a fun one to show you. I try not to do anything that's like super round, or something like that's already in the game, like Olaf, for example. That one wouldn't be as like dramatic of a change because I'd go Snow Golem and it wouldn't look that much different. Anyway, we're gonna go name it Donald Duck because that's what we're doing, and then the identifier, this is like what you'd use if you want to spawn it using commands. So it has to be all lowercase, and you have to have one of these and 2 words like that. You can name it however you want. I'm just naming it Donald Duck like that. Appearance, this is how you choose, like, what do you want to edit? So, like, a lot of times, like, when I made, what was it? I think Minnie. Or the Minion. I know I did this with Minions. I went with Snow Golem for appearance, but then for behavior, you change the behavior that way. I'm going to go with Snow Golem again. And then you can use a different behavior right here like I was talking about, and you can choose how you want it to act. So maybe I start with this as my model, but it acts like a villager or a mule. So, like, I think I'll choose armor stand because I don't want him to move. Then I get to choose, this is what the spawn egg will look like. So I'm going to choose blue and yellow because I feel like those are some nice Donald Duck colors. Like that blue and then some yellow. That's fine. Okay. Then you're going to have to write it down again. I'll just name him Donald. Pack author. You can put your whole name here, but I always just put Lav because it's easier. And I'm lazy. Now you're going to want to hit edit model. Right here you can see it says export successful. That's good. Now you're going to have to hit edit model, and you'll start with this. So since you have the Entity Wizard, now you can change this around and stuff. What I always do is, since Donald has, you can kind of see him there, I hope. Here, I'll just move this. Oh, that's not it. How he's kind of like 2-shape. I might just make him one of those blocks right there for his chest and jacket, and then I'll put another one back that way maybe. So how I'll do this, it's still in your way, is I'll take this. You can use this button right here to resize it. This stuff was pretty easy for me to figure out, but I'll show you guys anyway in case anyone's confused. And I'll take this and I'll point it out for his little like feathers. This button right here is to move, and you can use these to move it however way you want. So I think I'll have it like this because that's kind of the shape Donald is. And then I'll keep his head the same. Because one problem I have with this is the textures. So inside of this, there's another head. But sometimes when you resize things, it'll take the texture. So if you paint right here on this, it might show up on this one. So if you're resizing and using that for a different part, so say I just duplicate this and I use it for my head, when I draw the eyes will be on the chest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this part and I'm going to turn this into the legs. No, actually, I'm going to keep that as the head and I'm going to turn the pumpkin into the leg. By doing that, I'm going to move this down here and I'm going to resize it to fit the legs. Oh, another thing you can do, instead of making a new block, which you can do like by this, you can hit edit and add cube. You can just duplicate what you have, but you only want to do that if you're using it for the same body part. Like 2 legs, it's okay when their texture overlaps. So those are some legs right now. Now I'm going to take the head and I'm going to move it that way. I'm probably going to make it smaller to fit Donald Duck. Okay? And now I want a beak. Since I'm going to make the legs yellow, right now I'm going to change the color of everything. I often do this because it looks really strange right now. And I feel like it's easier when you have a base. I'm just going to paint it all white because why not? So instead of editing, when you want to edit something like move shapes, you are in the edit tab. When you want to paint, you can use the paint tab. Self-explanatory, but it's all over here in case you couldn't find that. Right here, you can use the paint bucket to fill like whole sides, or if you want, say since this is already all white, I just want to cover those buttons up, I can use the paintbrush. So I'm just going to use paint bucket and get rid of everything. Make it all solid white instead of having that snow texture. I'm going to make the arms white as well, legs, everything, the face. There you go. Everything is pretty nice. It looks kind of funky, but you'll see in a minute. So we have this all set up. Now I want to add the beak. Since these are all going to be yellow, I'll duplicate this and I'll move it to be where my beak's going to be. Now I am going to resize it again. And then I'll probably move it down so I have more room for the eyes. See, because when you want your eyes, you want at least 4 slots like that ready for your eyes. Okay. Next thing we're going to do, I got to move the whole tab. Okay, right here, I think I'm going to do the hat next. But actually, I think I'm going to leave the hat off. I'm sorry. I apologize. Because he doesn't always have a hat. You don't need the hat. So I'm just going to leave his head, top of his head white because that would be a trickier shape. See, if it was like a feature, like something like Shrek's like little earpieces, that would be something I'd want to keep. Or just stuff like that. But the bows are really hard to get sometimes. So I'm going to try and do that, and I'm probably going to put you guys on a loop. Because I always have a hard time with this. It's just, all you're doing is you're adding cubes, hitting edit. Hope you have to be in the edit tab first for this to work. You have to hit edit, add cube, and you mess with these. Oh, and if they're clear like this, you have to paint them. I'll paint them red because that's the color his bow's going to be. So you have to paint them, and they'll be painted like that. You don't have to have them clear. It's fine. Okay, so I think this is as good as the bow's gonna get. It looks pretty decent. It's not the worst thing ever, but I mean, it's okay. So I think next we're gonna start painting it and make it look more like Donald, and then afterwards, like, I'll figure out the feet. Sometimes when characters have like feet like this, I just paint them yellow. But for Donald, they're so exaggerated. It would look weird if he just had little sticks. So I might duplicate these and make flat feet, but we'll see. Because it's just going to be an armor stand, so it's not going to move around. So I'm done painting it for the most part. What I think I'm going to do next is I'm going to take these legs and I'm going to give him little flippers. So this is where the ground will be. So I'm going to move his leg, like I'm going to put the flippers right there. So like when he spawns in, those will be under the ground, I'm pretty sure. So we're going to duplicate this. We're going to rotate. So you use this button and it gives you this like wheel thing. So this one is to make it come out flat. This one's to make it turn that way, but we don't want to do that, so I'll fix it. And this one's to make it rotate that way. It's pretty easy to use. Okay? So when I'm done with that, I'm just going to click my move tool. I'm going to move it here because that's where my foot's going to be. And I'm going to resize it. See, I don't really want it to be clipping out the back. So now, I think that's a reasonable size. We can move this because if that's bothering you. There. We can make it a little shorter too. There we go. We can do the same thing here. But we'll just duplicate this block. Now, it automatically changed to my move tool so I won't accidentally resize. There we go. There you go. We have his little flippers. We have his face. Everything seems to be pretty well. I'm going to leave it like this. And when you guys are done with your model, I think this is good enough. What you can go ahead and do is you hit File. You hit Save Project. Now it's going to take you into your file system. You're going to name it. Then you're going to hit Save. Now, if you go back and edit something, like say you do decide you want that little tail floof on the back, or you want him to have a hat. This I'm just going to leave it here because, yeah, I don't want to. You have to resave it, okay? So now you can boot up Minecraft, and I'll see you guys there. Minecraft. Go ahead and hit Create New World and get into this page right here. This, I'm pretty sure, only works with Bedrock. There are different entities and stuff you could choose to edit with Java, but I've been doing it with Bedrock. So I'm in Bedrock right now. So I'm going to go ahead and name my world Test 3, because I have a ton of tests, so I'll just put a ton of 3s. Okay, I always put it in creative, because you can't really do anything in survival. You can't get the awards and stuff in survival if you have mods, so I always just pop it into creative so you can see your thing and make sure it works. So you're going to want to go into behavior packs. Once you've started a game, it'll be kind of like this. These are a ton of different things I've worked on. So you want to go and find your thing. Mine's currently alphabetized because I have so many, but I'm pretty sure once you first start, your newest one will be on the top until you have more than a page. It'll start alphabetizing for you. Mine, since I just called it Donald, it's just under here as Donald, but it's Donald Duck. A lot of these are before I started filming videos, so you won't get a video about a lot of these. Like Unicorn, that one didn't really work. SpongeBob is coming. So yeah. Anyway, you're going to want to hit Activate. On the one you want. Where is it? And then you're going to want to make sure a resource pack is activated for that one too. Okay? Now, once you've got that, you're going to hit Create. Once you load in, you want to open whatever you call this, not inventory, whatever this is. You're going to want to search whatever your thing is called. So mine was just called Donald, so I'm going to search Donald, and it's going to be spawn Donald Duck. Okay? So now I got Donald Duck, and I'm going to spawn him down. See, since I used the snow golem, sometimes it doesn't load in right. This, I don't know exactly how to fix. This is one of the problems I see with Blockbench. Some of the problems you can expect to see are when things are missing, like the feet. Ready? Let's go back into Blockbench. Well, now that I'm back in Blockbench, a lot of these, see this, you want this to be X's like everything else, or it might not come in. I'm going to save this, restart our game, and see if it helped. See, I always start a new world after something goes wrong, just because. That's why I have 5,000 worlds. So I'll see you once I start it up and see if it works. Minecraft now. This is the same problem I had with SpongeBob, as you can see here, but a lot of times I can't get it to work in Minecraft. So I either scrap that whole video or I just show the making of the model. Because sometimes the model turns out really nice, but when I spawn it into Minecraft, it looks like this. Okay, this is the same thing we had right now. I think what it is this is what you chose as a model. So since mine's just a coat hanger, I got rid of the animation problem. See, it's just a stand. It's not a model of anything. It's not going to move. It's just going to stay there. Because that's an armor stand. But I started with this model, and I don't know how to fix it. So if you know how to fix this issue, please comment down below, or you can go and find some other video or whatever. But this is as far as I've gotten. But I do have a lot of successful models, like Mickey. And sometimes I had this one problem where if I had two things with the same, like that was a problem. If I have two models with the same, like, entity or thing, like if I have two things based off of villagers. Villagers are big problem because when they spawn in, they already have preset, like, skins they can also be. Or wolves, if you're making a dog, you have to customize all three. Or if they're angry, they automatically go back to a wolf. Or once you tame them, they're automatically back to a wolf. So that's some problems you want to think about. So, yeah, I'm going to end it off here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this helped you. Goodbye.